Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm recording in a different room today in my house, and this room is super echoey, so bear with. I can't be asked to go into my room. It's a mess, but I really want to get this video out. So I want to talk about grief, and I want to talk about it relative to manifesting SPs. I know I said I didn't really want to make videos on SPs as much, but this does pertain to self-concept. In the manifesting community, there's a lot of talk about rejecting or revising the breakup, the infamous breakup. My only gripe with that is, well, I have a lot of gripes with that. The major gripe I have with that is it is spiritual bypassing. Not only that, do you really think your sense of self-worth is so fragile that you cannot accept the breakdown of a relationship? I'd like to think not. It's not even about grieving the relationship. It's more about grieving the version of you that once existed in that relationship, the version of you that created the collapse of the relationship. Because you have to take some responsibility, you have to take some ownership in how your interpersonal relationships play out. It's a contradictory statement if you on one hand say you're the creator of your reality, and then in the next sentence say, yeah, but just revise it didn't happen, and minimize accountability in every way. That's not really you trying to manifest from a place of empowerment. You got to understand the grieving sometimes is necessary. Instead of you jumping into affirmations, it's a necessary prerequisite because it puts you in a place where you get to separate yourself from the identity you once were in the relationship that caused the breakdown of the relationship to some extent. And that separation is kind of necessary because in that space, you gain awareness of your proclivities, your tendencies that don't serve you. To manifest from that place of loss without feeling the grief itself is going to perpetuate further scarcity. It's going to just be reflected to you in the absence of the person that you want back so badly. And there's a misconception about grieving in itself. You're not grieving necessarily that you'll never have this person back. You're grieving the part of you that felt it was okay to diminish their sense of self-worth to hold on to this relationship so tightly. So it doesn't even necessarily mean that once you grieve, you move on. If you want to, again, it should always feel like a choice. It shouldn't feel like you're trying to make right what you once did wrong. You don't owe, first of all, anyone that. I know you want to fix it. You actually don't owe it to even the person who is probably perhaps telling you that you need to do something to become more in order to be with them. You need to first become more for yourself and then be in a position of choice where you get to decide whether you still want to be with this person or not. This is how you reclaim the authority that you once gave away. Again, when you're manifesting from a place of loss, what is that? That's scarcity. So what's going to be reflected? Absence. Okay, it's going to be the absence of whatever it is that you are trying to get. And if you think that you're not conscious of the loss when you are, let's say, affirming, but really try and observe your negative dialogue, your resistance here. Is it more to do with the fact that you think you made a lot of mistakes in the relationship itself and you think it's going to be difficult for you to redeem yourself? This may not apply to everyone. Understand that if this is literally truly about a redemption arc, your redemption arc to prove to the person that you are enough, you, again, are doing it for external validation. This is why there's an impatience in you. You're trying to impetuously show that you're this wise, changed, renewed person. There needs to be an element of emotional neutrality, especially when you manifest emotionally charged situations such as a breakup. Try and imagine the version of you that walked away, that willingly, voluntarily, you are the one that walked away from that relationship in the past. Because the thing that was diminished there was your sense of self-worth, and somewhere it's still trapped in that relationship and you're trying to sometimes regain that back. And you think by manifesting the person back, you'll be able to get your full sense of self-worth back. That's not how it works. This is why it's important to focus on self-concept prior to manifesting a specific person. When you can think about the relationship in itself with everything that went on it, even if it was a very tumultuous relationship with just peace and, you know, no longer with a sense of longing, bitterness, then you kind of know that you don't even identify or recognize the person that was once yourself in that relationship. This is an opportunity to process the grief. You grieving it isn't going to cement the fact that it's never going to happen. No, it actually paradoxically will benefit you. You know, again, it's your state of being that's the determining factor. If you feel that you're trying to retain or regain rather your sense of self-worth by manifesting a specific person, you should focus on your self-concept rather than the other person. If you feel that you're manifesting from a sense of loss, that you feel this person was more than you and therefore, you know, it's difficult to imagine how you might ever meet someone as great as this person. Understand the devaluation that's happening of oneself in that sentence alone. You're naturally placing them above you, and that's going to put you in a lower state. This is how you shed the old skin. You got to grieve the old skin. And most people don't do that because they're trying to rush to the part of get their SP back because that's all that matters. Not all of the time. It again should feel like a choice. It shouldn't feel like this is the only person meant for you. You know, sometimes it's important to develop the awareness of, was this relationship actually as great as my brain is making it out to be in this current moment of time? Are there any incidences where other people have treated me maybe better? It's important to have a more holistic view of your sense of self-concept, other things that have gone on in your life, rather than just focusing on this one thing. And think about the state of loss anyway. It's tied to scarcity. It's tied to a feeling of absence. So what the flange do you think is going to be reflected back to you? It's going to be absence, the absence of the thing that you're trying to manifest. When you actually avoid feeling the sense of grief that perhaps needs to be processed and felt, you're ironically clinging on to the past, and many people don't realize this. You think avoiding that is the way to secure your manifestation. It's not. Grieve literally for the part of you that no longer exists. There shouldn't be fear in that. I mean, truly, if you think that, you know, just affirming it is going to make it happen, then why are you afraid of grieving? Why are you afraid of saying, you know, this didn't work out? Why do you need to revise it like that? Process emotions. You're a human being, okay? Anyway, I hope this video was helpful, you guys. I think I've said all the points I wanted to say. Yeah, leave a like, leave a comment, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.